be back with you here. Quick little break to kind of tidy things up, get the scorebook in order, and we get sent for game number 2. This will be TV coverage only, KDB.TV. Glad to have you with us on Allo Communications here late this morning. 5 minutes away from the noon hour. We'll have tip here in just a few with game number 2 for our Boys Western Conference Tournament. Final day of action here at Scottsbluff High School with Chadron taking on the Mitchell High Tigers. Earlier in the opening game of the day, it tipped off at 10 this morning. Sidney knocks off Gehring by the score of 58-49. Sawyer Dickman led all scorers with 21 points. Sidney got 13 from Zach Burke. Gehring had 2 in double figures. Max Freely with 11, and Sam Rushlow scored 10. So for Mitchell, 1-1 record, opening game win against Gehring 63-58. Last night Mitchell got beat by Scottsbluff 59-46. Chadron on opening night got beat by Scottsbluff by 21, and then last night came back from a 4-point halftime deficit to beat Sidney by the score of 47-40. So both these teams are 1-1. Somebody trying to head on home on the bus today with a over 500 record of 2-1 to start this year here in the Western Conference Tournament. No Austin Tyne again today for Mitchell. Just spoke to Austin down along the Mitchell bench area, said maybe could be back next Thursday for their game against Gehring. Not so sure. Said he was on crutches yesterday and able to put a lot more weight on it. Feeling much better today. That right ankle, it's heavily bandaged down there on the Mitchell bench. And obviously Mitchell, their fortunes rest on the health and production of Austin Tyne, who got off to a great start this year with a big game against Gehring on Thursday night, but then sprained the ankle late in the game. So Mitchell obviously going to hope to get Austin Tyne back in the mix here ASAP. Mitchell finishing up some of their warm-up drills and shots down on their end of the floor. Chadron still out, yet to go over to their bench. And former Scottsbluff Bearcat back on his former home floor. That'd be Braden Lofink, an assistant right now for Chadron. Talked with Braden last night ahead of tip-off over at Gehring for the Chadron and Sidney matchup. So good to see Coach Lofink now back in his former home digs here at Scottsbluff High School. Mitchell and Sidney, or check that, Mitchell and Chadron just a few minutes away. And how about this girls' score from earlier? Sidney beat Alliance 54-2 in the first game of the day over at Gehring. 54-2, the final as Sidney knocked off Alliance. We'll step away, come back with opening tip right after this on the Rural Radio Network.
Coverage of the 2020 Western Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk, Panhandle Co-op, Paul Reed Construction, and by Ideal Linen.
Many people count on space heaters and electric blankets to help stay warm in the winter. Here are a few safety tips. Space heaters need space all around them. Only buy space heaters that are tested and labeled by a national recognized facility. Before using a space heater or electric blanket, inspect the cord for cracks or warm spots. Finally, turn off electric blankets when not in use. Space heaters and electric blankets can provide needed comfort or can be deadly if not used with care. So use caution this winter season. This message is brought to you by Chimney Rock Public Power District, your touchstone energy partner, the power of human connections.
Our Black Friday sale is back at Renewal by Anderson of Wyoming. For 15 days only, receive 20% off every replacement window with 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 18 months. So keep your cash and spend ours. Purchase 3 windows and get a $500 Visa card. Purchase 4 to 7 windows and get an $800 Visa card. Or get a $1,500 Visa card when you purchase 8 to 12 windows. Hurry, this offer is only available from November 27th through December 11th. Merry Christmas to you from Renewal by Anderson of Wyoming. Call 307-215-7493.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
High school basketball coverage on Allo Communications this afternoon, and TV only for our second matchup of the day from here at Scottsbluff High School, with the Bearcats hosting here the final 3 games of the boys tournament. Scottsbluff will play Alliance in the championship game at 2. It's our third place contest with Chadron and Mitchell. Let's get you starting lineups. First for Chadron, Dawson Dunbar, a junior. Michael Sorensen, a junior. Xander Province, a sophomore, has been solid here in the first 2 games. Gaurav Chima, a junior, and Justice Alcorn, also a junior. Between Province and Alcorn, they've got some athletic ability. They've been able to hit the offensive rebounds real strong here over the first 2 days. So Chadron, key will just be finding some guys to make some shots. Francisco Barrios for Mitchell made some shots last night. He scored 16 in their loss to Scottsbluff. Jaron Anderson, scoreless last night, had 9 on opening night. Jade Schumacher, Rylan Awayo, and back in the starting lineup, Easton Anderson in place of Austin Tyne here today. Anderson, scoreless on Thursday, came up with 15 last night, getting the start with Tyne unavailable. Of course, Austin Tyne, just simply one of the best players in the Panhandle, unable to go last night and will not be suited up here today in street clothes down on the Mitchell bench. KDB.TV coverage as we get ready for opening tip-off. Chadron will be in the black uniforms, Mitchell in the home whites. Ball is tipped, and controlling is Mitchell with Easton Anderson. Barrios has it. Both these teams off to 1-1 starts. Right side with it is Easton Anderson. Limited fan attendance, household members only once again for today. Going to be that way for the foreseeable future here for high school basketball. Rylan Awayo with a pull-up jump shot from the right elbow, knocks it in. First offensive possession of the game here for Chadron. Gaurav Chima has it on the right wing, cutting through Alcorn. Now Dawson Dunbar dumps it down low to Chima. Chima off the square, rolls off, rebounded by Jaron Anderson. Barrios has it for Mitchell. He'll push across the timeline. And with no Tyne on the floor, Barrios can have have the ball in his hands quite a bit here, as he was their main ball handler last night. Up ahead off the Mitchell turnover, and it's Xander Province in transition with the quick hoop for Mitchell. Province was in double figures last night. Awayo can't make it a 2-for-2 start shooting the basketball. Rebounded by Justice Alcorn. He'll bring it up the floor. Alcorn can handle, spin dribble into the paint, off the iron short. Ball tipped around, grabbed by Jaron Anderson, and reach-in foul from behind called against Xander Province. Province had 9 on opening night. Last night scored 14. Alcorn scored 10 and 15 in the first 2 games. Those have been their top 2 offensive players. Easton Anderson, 15 last night. Went from a reserve role on Thursday with nothing in the score column to a start, and 15 points last night. Jaron Anderson Barrios sets the screen. Anderson drives baseline, gathers, scores, fouled, chance for a 3-point play. Foul went against Dawson Dunbar for Chadron. And Jaron Anderson converts the 3-point play, a 5-2 lead here early for the Tigers. A couple of evenly matched teams. And now Barrios picks the pocket of Alcorn, and it's Schumacher on the run out the other direction. He's fouled. Looking for that transition bucket. He'll get 2 shots at the line. Gorab Chima called for the personal. And Mitchell a 1-for-2 start at the charity stripe. Nebraska led at halftime 27-10 over Purdue. And Mitchell leads 6-2 here early on after the made free throw from Schumacher. Gorab Chima on the offensive end, a 3-ball for Chadron. 6-5 our score. Mitchell into the front court. On the drive, Jaron Anderson can't get it to go off the square. Alcorn the rebound. He'll push it himself. Justice Alcorn hands it off to Dunbar. Open look for Sorensen. Banks in the 3 from the right wing. He hit an early 3 last night. Same story here this afternoon. Stolen pass, and this could be a dunk. Province has 1 dunk already in the tournament. Make it 2. The 6'4" sophomore, Xander Province, with a rim rattler, and it's 9-6 as the Cardinals go in front. An 8-0 run. Awayo on the back cut, can't get it. Rebounded by Alcorn. He'll bring it himself. That's a nice little thing that Chadron has. A kid like Alcorn, he's going to get a ton of rebounds, and then he can just start the break himself on the dribble. Mitchell basketball after a turnover as they got Alcorn on the carry. And Mitchell turns it over for the 3rd time here in the early going. Chima spins, and a foul called. I think this will go on Barrios of Mitchell. Francisco Barrios called for his first foul. First team foul on Mitchell. Carter Reisig gave quality minutes off the bench last night for the Tigers, and he'll get some early action here today. Chima off the screen on the inbounds pass for 3. Too strong. Sorensen the rebound. Alcorn fouled. And that's going to be on Barrios, his second. Three-point lead for the Cardinals, and at the stripe is Alcorn. Nice touch on the first. Brody Planansky checks into the game. Unable to get the second. Rebounded by Reisig for Mitchell. Reisig brings it up the floor. He's being defended by Alcorn, and that'll be a reach-in foul against Justice Alcorn of Chadron. That'll be his first. Already the 4th team foul called against Chadron here in the first quarter. 4:07 to play. Cards lead Mitchell 9-6. KDB.TV coverage. Allo Communications. Open look. Easton Anderson knocks down the triple. Into the front court with it. Chima on the dribble handoff's got it. Cutting to the bucket. Alcorn high off the square. Wouldn't go. And we get another whistle and another foul. Saw a boatload of fouls in the first game here with Sidney and Gehring. Same story here early, and to be expected. Back-to-back-to-back days of action for these young men. Going to lead to some tired legs, maybe some poor defensive form as far as stance and footwork is concerned. And that'll lead to a lot of reaching. Alcorn misses the first, knocks down the second. He's 2 for 4 at the stripe. 11-9 the lead for Chadron. Ball is knocked away. It'll stay with the Tigers. Anderson inbounds, gets it to Reisig, now Awayo. They'll float it to the far side near the corner, down low. Good look from one side of the paint to the other as Jaron Anderson got it to Carter Reisig, and Reisig finishes with the layup, and we're tied 11-11 here in the opening quarter. Coming to a jump stop, no. He had already taken one step, then came to the jump stop. That'll be a travel. That's called by Brock Ayler. Officiating today, state championship head coach for the Scottsbluff girls golf team this fall. Reisig on the drive, lefty, count it, and a foul. Carter Reisig. Chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. Cody Hall on for Chadron. Reisig at the stripe, trying to give Mitchell a three-point lead. 3:12 to play in the second quarter. And Reisig has 5 to lead all scorers here in the early going. Dawson Dunbar, back cut, Chima, reverse layup. Nice offensive look that time on the backdoor cut. Good find from Dunbar. And Chima's got 5 early for the Cards. Dribbling right, Anderson. Easton Anderson. Deep 3. He's got 6. Now Chima looking for his second 3. High arcer, he banks it in. Chima's got 8. Reisig. He dribbles into a 3 and cans it. And now we're going to get a whistle and a timeout taken on the floor. High scoring first quarter, 20-16, with Mitchell leading Chadron by 4. We'll take a break and come back right after this on the Rural Radio Network.
Coverage of the 2020 Western Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Elite Physical Therapy, FNBO, A. Elliott Law, Northfield Retirement, and by Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Logos in Gehring is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gehring.
Chris Cottrell back with you on KDB.TV. Television coverage only for our second matchup of the day from Scottsbluff High School. Mitchell and Chadron locked in an offensive shootout here early. Wild shot from Chima wouldn't go. Easton Anderson gathers in the loose ball for Mitchell. Anderson scored 15 last night. He's got 6 here early, and his outside shot has been dead on. Line drive 3 won't go from Jaron Anderson. Here comes a lob pass from Planansky. It was 2 Mitchell defenders there looking for the turnover, but kind of collide. Somebody lost the ball, and they fall on the baseline with it. Inbounds pass comes to Hall. Now Chima. Dunbar, it's tipped to Planansky. He'll shoot the three and knock it down. 20-19. 3-point shots. 4 makes already for Chadron from deep. And 3 triples for the Tigers here early on. Planansky picks up the personal foul. 16 fouls already committed by Mitchell. Easton Anderson will lob it into Rylan Owayo. Now right side, Anderson. Easton again. Can't knock down his third. Hall with the rebound for Chadron. Reach-in foul. Goes against Mitchell's Easton Anderson. Chadron gets the basketball back. Both these teams trying to go 2-1 here in the Western Conference Tournament, opening weekend of the season. Right side, Chima with it. They run a little cutting action, and they get the basketball to Alcorn. Alcorn finds Planansky. He drives the paint. Right-hand layup, a little short at the front side of the iron, and we'll get a foul called on Planansky, reaching in after the missed shot. Second foul on Planansky. Michael Sorensen will come back into the game now for Chadron, replacing Planansky, who's got 2. Already the bonus time here, 66 seconds to play in the first quarter. At the line, Jaron Anderson. Free throw short, won't get the back end of the 1-and-1. Chadron basketball with Dunbar. And wild pass. And what are we going to have? A whistle and maybe a foul called against the Tigers. Foul goes against Oscar Flores, who's getting some early minutes here today. Barrios on the bench with 2 personals for Mitchell. That's going to make the backcourt look a little different. We might see some different bodies rotate in here. We'll see when Jason Gregory decides to get Barrios back on the floor. Hall gave it back to Alcorn, tried to set the screen, nothing doing. Now Dawson Dunbar. Hall screens near the foul line. Chima, shot fake, got the defender to go by. Then Gorov Chima knocks down a free throw line jumper. Gorov Chima has 10 points in the first quarter. Missed shot from Mitchell. Ball loose on the floor. That touched the sideline, and it'll go to Chadron. Cardinals lead it by 1, 21-20, 22 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Sydney beat Gehring by 9 in game number 1. Dunbar, he'll stop and pop. Off the mark, rebounded by Flores for Mitchell. On the drive, on the other end of the floor, transition bucket for Rylan Owayo. He's got 4 at the buzzer. I think that was after the buzzer sounded on the release for Dunbar. Fast-paced, high-scoring opening quarter at the end of 1 on KDB.TV. It's Mitchell leading Chadron 22-21 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Some people think Allstate only protects your car. Here's the truth. Allstate can also protect your home or apartment, as well as your boat, motorcycle, RV, and snowmobile, and even your retirement and your life. Not many insurance companies can say that, but Allstate can.
Bundle and save with Allstate. In Gehring, call Allstate agent Michael Engelhop for a quote today at 308-436-2123.
You may look forward to spending the seasons with family in your home, but not when these critters come knocking on your door. That's where Benzel Pest Control saves the day. Family owned since 1976, we provide prompt, professional, and efficient services to keep your home or business safe and secure all year round.
With 3 generations and more than 4 decades of service to the Nebraska Panhandle and Southeast Wyoming, Benzel Pest Control is the only name in all seasons pest defense.
Chris Cottrell back with you here on KNEB.TV this afternoon. Game 2 of 3 here for our tripleheader from Scottsbluff High School. High-scoring first quarter, 22-21 with Mitchell in front of Chadron. It'll be the Cards inbounding the basketball to start the second stanza. High screen from Hall, Dunbar to Alcorn. Now Sorensen on the left wing. He'll dribble into the paint, put it up with the right hand. Comes off, last touch by Hall. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Mitchell inbounding. 22-21. Easton Anderson brings it into the front court. Anderson high on the dribble, gets it to Jaron. Anderson on the right wing. Kick it to Awayo. Now Reisig. Easton Anderson, and he carried it. Easy call for the official right in front of him. Again, Austin Tyne sprained his ankle late in the game against Gering for Mitchell on Thursday night. Missed last night's game and street clothes again today. Said it feels better. Hopes to maybe be back for a game of next Thursday. Now a walk called on Gorov Chima. Easton Anderson fires an inbounds pass to Rylan Awayo. Awayo to Jaron Anderson. Outside, Easton Anderson buries a triple. Dude's got 9 already. Easton Anderson scored 15 on Friday night last night in the loss to Scottsbluff. Scoreless Thursday against Gering, and he's off to another hot start in this one with 9. Justice Alcorn, dribble handoff motion along the perimeter. Now it's Chima. Whips a pass to Sorensen. Now Dunbar hoist to 3. Rebounding underneath is Schumacher for Mitchell. Lost it momentarily, picks it up, and gets it to Easton Anderson. At this point, if you're playing Mitchell, you can't let Anderson catch and get a clean look at the bucket. Jaron Anderson, now Reisig. Mitchell's turned it over 6 times. There's a walk called against Carter Reisig. Tegan Scogan will come into the ball game now. For Chadron, his first appearance today. Dunbar waves a teammate to the other side of the floor. Alcorn on the catch. Now Sorensen. Scoggin right wing. Left side with it is Sorensen. Had Alcorn flashing to the post area. Now we're going to get a whistle. And the official far side says that's out of bounds. Last touch by Chadron. It'll be Mitchell basketball. 25-21. Mitchell up by 4. Reisig to the high post. Schumacher tried to give it right back to Reisig on the give and go action. A turnover, open look this end. Dunbar hits the 3. A little under 5.5 to go in the first half. 25-24. Awayo on the bounce. Nice look on the cut to the rim for Schumacher, who gets the deuce. Carter Reisig led Mitchell with 8 in the first quarter. Easton Anderson now leads Mitchell in scoring with 9. Gorov Chima has 10. And we're going to get a carry from Justice Alcorn. 4th turnover committed by the Cardinals. Huskers up big at Purdue this afternoon. Jaron Anderson on the dribble. Now gives it to Easton Anderson, being defended on the perimeter. Now it's Alcorn. Defensively working against Jaron Anderson. Awayo on the catch, right wing. Down low, Reisig had his shot blocked. Dunbar, Chima, open look. That three's going up off the front of the iron, rebounded by Jaron Anderson. Outlet pass to Easton Anderson. Sorensen defends. Now Rylan Awayo, one of the best football players in the Panhandle this past fall. We'll get a reach-in foul called against Tegan Scoggin. Bonus opportunity here. 8th team foul against the Cardinals. Carter Reisig misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Ball tipped around, and eventually Mitchell comes up with it. Reisig fouled again. He'll go to the line this time. He'll shoot 2. .404 to play here in the first half. Michael Sorensen charged with the personal foul. And ripping the net on that one is Reisig. Second on the way from Carter Reisig, got both. He's got 10 points in the contest. Mitchell's got a 5-point lead, 29-24. Chima can't cut into it with a missed 3. Offensive rebound, Justice Alcorn. Up top, Dawson Dunbar. Kind of leaning to the left on that jumper, and Dawson Dunbar knocks it down. He's got 5 points in the quarter. Carter Reisig is a freshman for Mitchell, and yeah, he's going to be a dandy. Deep 3. You better check Easton Anderson, folks. 15 points last night. He's got 12 today, all on threes. Heat check time for Easton Anderson as Mitchell leads it 32-26. We get a timeout on the floor, a 30-second variety. We'll keep it right here. Easton Anderson, ladies and gents, scoreless Thursday, 15 last night. And he's shooting the lights out for a second straight game. He's got 12 in the starting lineup with Austin Tyne banged up. And you know what? If you get Tyne back in short order, Easton Anderson, just a sophomore, maybe you've been able to turn a negative into a positive by finding another kid that can flat out put the ball in the hole from deep. And when you couple Anderson on the perimeter with Tyne's driving ability and playmaking ability, Anderson sure to see plenty of open looks as this season moves along. 32-26 the score. Bringing it up the floor is Dawson Dunbar for Chadron. Sidney beat Gehring by 9 earlier. Sorensen steps into a 3, misses badly. Rebounding is Easton Anderson. To the freshman Reisig. And a double dribble will be the call against Carter Reisig. I've got Mitchell down for 8 turnovers unofficially. Chadron with 5. Under 3 to play in the first half. Alcorn turns it over. He wanted Sorensen just on an underhand delivery. Meanwhile, Sorensen had turned his head and was cutting along the baseline. Reisig lofts it to Awayo. Back to Reisig, poked away by Sorensen. He'll hustle after it. And a reach-in foul called against Mitchell. Like that'll go on Carter Reisig. Second personal on Reisig. Flores will come back on, replacing Reisig, who goes to the bench. Now lob it in. Chadron does to Chima, 32-26. 2:35 to play in the first half. Another whistle, another foul. Foul on Jaron Anderson. 1-and-1 situation now as that's the 7th team foul. Bonus time at the line. Alcorn can't get it. Alcorn has not been great at the foul line so far this opening weekend. He's now 2 for 5, and he's going to get to the line a lot this year with his style of play. Chadron in a zone. Easton Anderson trying to find an opening. Driving along the baseline is Rylan Awayo. Missed the wild attempt. And Gorob Chima with the rebound for Chadron. Up the floor quickly to Alcorn. Alcorn can't get the first. His second shot grabs his own miss. The putback for 2. Just under 2 to play in the first half. Sorensen reaches in against Awayo, and a bump in the backcourt, and a blocking foul called against Michael Sorensen. That'll be his second. So many great sponsors making our television coverage possible this weekend for all 18 games of the Western Conference Tournament. BNC Steel, Byers Realty, WNCC, Extreme Dents, and Platte Valley Companies, among others. We'll make sure to mention everybody here as we go along throughout the afternoon. It's Awayo at the foul line. Rylan Awayo hits the first. He has 5 points. Mitchell has a spread-out score column so far today. And they lead Chadron 33-28. Awayo hits both. 5 triples in the game for Mitchell. 5 in the game for Chadron. Now a turnover and then a reach-in foul called against Scoggin. Second foul on Scoggin, double bonus time. So 2 shots at the line for Easton Anderson. He's shown that deft touch from long range. Steps to the foul line and calmly drops one in. And Anderson gets both, up to 14 points here in the first half. Coming up on a minute 30 to play. Dunbar, stop off the dribble, rise and fire triple. Dawson Dunbar has found the range here in the second quarter. He has 8. Barrios back into the ball game, playing with 2. Now Anderson, and Barrios is the type, he's a playmaker, might be able to find some open looks for a kid like Anderson on the perimeter. And then Barrios on the travel. 9th turnover committed by Mitchell. .70 seconds left in the first half. The lead is 5. That hit bounced off the iron and then up off the shot clock, so wipe away the basket. Or off the game clock, I should say, above the backboard. 1 minute to go. Anderson to Jaron Anderson. Easton to Jaron. Now Flores up top, Barrios. In the paint, had it stolen away. Turnover from the Tigers on the run out. Gorob Chima misses the lefty layup. O-board Sorensen fouled. He'll shoot 2. I've got Mitchell for 10 turnovers thus far in the game. 36-31. Sorensen high arcing foul shot, too strong. Barrios takes a seat. He's been out of rhythm after the early fouls, came back in. A couple of turnovers on the offensive end. And some missed free throws for Sorensen. We'll see Zach Werdekemper come into the game for the first time as Sorensen will take a seat. Easton Anderson picks up his dribble, throws it to Anderson, Jaron up top. Now Flores along the baseline. Anderson. And that'll be a turnover. Far side in the corner, stepped out of bounds. .30 seconds to go in the first half. The lefty Wardekemper gives it to Chima. Dribble handoff action, three-man weave on the perimeter. Now Dunbar will back it out. Chadron wants the final shot. Dunbar comes right. He's being bodied by Awayo. Awayo fighting through a screen. Screen was set there by Alcorn, and then Awayo just trying to body his way through it. Like the call, defensive foul goes on Rylan Awayo. That's the first foul on Awayo. And Alcorn back to the line where he's 2 for 5 in the game. Make it 2 for 6, and the rebound to Schumacher. 4 seconds. Easton Anderson on the catch. At the buzzer, Jaron Anderson left the three just short off the front of the iron. Halftime score here at Scottsbluff. Boys action, Western Conference Tournament. It is Mitchell leading Chadron by the score of 36-31 on the Rural Radio Network.
At 21st Century Equipment, we're proud to introduce the new Build Your Own tool. Build the John Deere you've been wanting and see how affordable it really is. Visit 21stcenturyequipment.net to build your own compact utility tractor, mower, or gator. It's easy to add implements, attachments, and view financing options. Build the exact tractor for your needs at a price you can afford, all from the comfort and safety of home, with the new Build Your Own tool at 21stcenturyequipment.net.
Coverage of the 2020 Western Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Prime Metal Products. Papa Murphy's. Farm Bureau Agent Sean Harvey. And by John's Body Shop.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
We're back on KDB.TV. Halftime here at Scottsbluff High School. Boys basketball action, day 2 for the Western Conference Tournament. At the break, we've got Mitchell in front of Chadron by the score of 36-31. Let's take a look at the scorebook for both these teams here at the break. We'll start with Chadron. They're down by 5, quarters of 21 and 10 offensively. Gorov Chima leads the way with 10 points. Dawson Dunbar had 8 all in the second quarter. Xander Province with 4, 3 points for Brody Planansky, and also 3 for Michael Sorensen. Justice Alcorn has 4, and he struggled at the foul line, just 2 out of 6 so far in today's matchup. What about on the other side for Mitchell? It's the hot shooting once again of Easton Anderson. The young man has 14. He's canned 4 triples. He scored 15 last night in his first start of the year after the Austin Tyne ankle injury on Thursday night. Thursday in that game, Anderson did not start, did not score, and now all of a sudden he's busted out for 29 points in the last 6 quarters. In double figures with him is freshman Carter Rising. 6 points for Ryland Ohio, 3 for Jaron Anderson and Jaden Schumacher. Last night, Francisco Barrios scored 16 points. He had 12 on opening night, early foul trouble, and he has been struggling to find his offensive game so far in this one, but his teammates have picked him up, and right now it's Mitchell with a 36-31 lead here at the break. We'll step away and come back with more right after this on the Rural Radio Network. 2.
We do 2 pictures just like we've done in the past, one straight down and one from the side, but it's better in the fact that they're going to get called back less, there's greater accuracy, and it's a lot easier to find it in dense breasts. A woman should start getting their mammos at age 40 every year, and 1 in 8 people get breast cancer, so it's the best way to find it is early detection.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
Coverage of the 2020 Western Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Travis Hawk, Panhandle Co-op, Paul Reed Construction, and by Ideal Linen.
For the past 44 years, Platte Valley Vacuum and Sewing has been serving the Wyobraska area. That's quite a long time. At Platte Valley Vac and Sew, you'll find quality sewing machines, quilting and embroidery machines, even sergers from name brands such as Pfaff and Baby Lock, both known for their well-made machinery. Keep in mind you'll receive one-on-one lessons with your machine purchase. Platte Valley Vac and Sew also offers a fine selection of 100% cotton quilting fabrics and a great selection of threads and notions to assist you in most any quilting or embroidery project you might have. For all your sewing machine quilting needs, stop by Platte Valley Vac and Sew, downtown Scottsbluff.
Well, you never quite know. We're back on KNEB.TV, but when it comes to Husker football, you never quite know. Mentioned earlier, and might have spoken too soon, said Nebraska was in cruise control mode basically on the road at Purdue, but here we go. Still fairly early in the fourth quarter, and Purdue is back to within a touchdown. It's 34-27 as Jack Plummer just connected with one of the great receivers in college football, David Bell, for Purdue on an 89-yard touchdown pass, 34-27. Right now, with this game still plenty of time to go in the fourth quarter. So we'll see if the Huskers and Scott Frost can hold on down the stretch on the road at West Lafayette. We'll see if Mitchell can hold on or maybe extend their lead here as we head to the second half, just a few minutes away. It's boys basketball coverage from the Western Conference Tournament here at Scottsbluff High, 36-31 at the break. Earlier in the first game of our triple header on KNEB.TV today was the first win of the season for the Sydney Red Raiders. Head coach Austin Lewis and his guys get a 9-point win over Gearing, 58-49. Sawyer Dickman led all scorers in the game with 21 points. Zach Burke finished in double figures with 13. A pair in double digits scoring-wise for Gearing. Max Greeley with 11, his first game of the season, and Sam Rushlow scored 10 points in the 9-point loss for Gearing. Bulldogs exit the weekend at 0-3. Sydney gets their first win. They are 1-2. And then, of course, our afternoon finale will feature Scottsbluff and Alliance. Both teams have won their first 2 games. Looking forward to our championship game coming up between Scottsbluff and Alliance. That one will tip at 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll step away, come back with second half action right after this on the Rural Radio Network.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes over 300 different high-performance lubricants, including fuel conditioners, hydraulic and transmission fluid, and more. We've been helping customers improve their operations for more than 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and can even deliver right to your door to offer excellent service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today.
Coverage of the 2020 Western Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Prime Metal Products. Papa Murphy's. Farm Bureau Agent Sean Harvey. And by John's Body Shop.
Home buying is filled with decisions. Neighborhood, floor plan, fenced yard. Make one choice that's easy. Start with FNBO first. We'll guide you home. Home buying is filled with decisions. Square feet, fixer-upper, room to grow. Make one choice that's easy. Start with FNBO first. We'll guide you home.
At Platte Valley Bank, we realize the way people want to bank in the future may be different than it has been. As comfort levels and desires vary by person, banking may be different for some, yet not for others. We offer the best of both worlds, a traditional banking experience with our friendly tellers and an online or mobile banking option with features that you can personalize and utilize anytime, anywhere you go. So you can bank how you want, when you want, and from where you want to. Platte Valley Bank.
High school basketball coverage with you this afternoon on KDB.TV. Couldn't get these M&Ms chewed up and swallowed here before he came back from commercial break. So I get that accomplished real quick. 35-31. 36-31. Mitchell with a 5-point lead on Chadron. Look, when you're doing 3 games in a row, 3 straight days, you got to get a bite of something in anytime you can. So commercial break, primo spot for that. So Barrios back on the floor. Had early foul trouble for Mitchell. We'll see if he can find his rhythm. Easton Anderson's had his rhythm all weekend long. Knocks down a triple right out of the gate, and Mitchell extends to a 8-point lead, but then Justice Alcorn comes right back and gets Chadron on the board to start here in the third quarter, 39-33. Anderson again. He's got 20. And now 6 threes in the game. Alcorn, Chima, baseline drive off the square. Hot start to the second half for both these teams. As Gorov Chima has 12 points in today's contest. Barrios walked with a basketball. I've got Mitchell down for 12 turnovers here unofficially. It's a 7-point lead, 42-35. Easton Anderson has 6 trays and 20 points. Gorov Chima puts it on the deck. Backdoor cut. Alcorn got it and a foul. Chance for a 3-point play now from Justice Alcorn. So despite the hot hand from Easton Anderson, look at it, he's got a huge smile on his face, and Alcorn struggles at the line continue. Ball is saved inbounds off the miss. Here comes Rylan Awayo. Awayo strong to the rack. Offensive board, no. Tipped around. Outlet pass to Xander Province. And the sophomore throws down his second dunk of the day and third of the weekend. Province has 6 points. Alcorn's defending against Anderson. Awayo mid-range J. Short off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Sorensen. Here comes Alcorn. Alcorn just full steam ahead to the rack. Lays it in for 2. Mitchell outscoring Chadron by 2 so far here. Or check that, Chadron outscoring Mitchell by 2 here in the quarter. Now an outlet, and Dawson Dunbar on the run out. Already 5:31 to go in this third quarter, so 2.5 minutes played. Mitchell has allowed multiple turnovers and a couple of fast break baskets, and Jason Gregory calls time.
The holidays are a time to connect with family, with friends, with each other. After a busy year, the holidays are the perfect time for laughing together, playing together, talking together, and celebrating together. Spend time this holiday season connecting with the people that mean the world to you, and let Allo take care of the connectivity.
Hi, I'm Michelle Perkins of Remax Regency. After branching out, I've returned home to my roots, to the land from which I came and my family has held for 5 generations.
Michelle truly understands what home means and treats you like family as she guides you through the buying and selling process, bringing the latest pricing tools that are not currently being used in this area to sell your home at the highest price in the least amount of time, and to ensure that you do not overpay when buying.
So just give me a call, kick back, Remax, and settle down.
Mitchell basketball out of the timeout. They trail Chadron now by 1, 43-42. A 6-point advantage for the Cardinals here early in this third quarter. Francisco Barrios crossing up on the dribble. Province showed up, helped defender-wise, and blocked a shot. Here comes Chadron. Dunbar finds Province underneath. Province thought about it, turns, shoots, fouled. He'll get 2 at the line. Jaden Schumacher charged with the personal. Province at the stripe. Rolls in the first. Brody Planansky checks in. Province makes both. Easton Anderson brings it up the floor, bounces to Jaron Anderson right side. Anderson dribbles along the baseline, now to Barrios, and he walked with it. It's been a careless effort on the offensive end from Barrios after the early foul trouble, and he'd scored 28 points in the first 2 games this weekend. They'll clear out the right side of the floor. Chima on the catch, top of the key, 3 ball off the iron, up high for the board, Alcorn, and a reach-in foul is going to go against Mitchell. And Rylan Awayo. Second foul on Awayo. Chadron lobs it into Province. Jump ball, good job by Jaron Anderson, tying up Xander Province. It'll stay with Chadron. Dunbar will inbound far side. Chima catches right corner, baseline drive, bounce pass, nobody home, out of bounds, turnover by the Cardinals. Their 8th of the game. Alcorn has 10, 12 for Chima. 10 for Dawson Dunbar. Reisig 10 and 20 points for Easton Anderson. Now Jaron Anderson comes up short on the 3 ball. Dangerous outlet pass from Planansky, and Chadron turns it over. Bounce pass ahead. Cutting to the bucket. Barrios comes to a stop and finishes with the left. We'll see if that gets him on track a little bit. First 2 points of the game. A 1-point lead for Chadron, 45-44. Pull up Jay at the foul line. Gaurav Chima connects. 3 minutes and 46 seconds to play in the third quarter. Easton Anderson, they've got Alcorn on him. Barrios will shoot over the smaller Planansky, and Francisco Barrios mentioned it moments ago, thought maybe that first bucket would shake him loose from his individual doldrums here today, and it looks like that's exactly what happened. Drills the three. We're tied at 47. Alcorn leaves it for Planansky. Oh, the layup falls off the iron. Pretty move, couldn't finish. And Planansky defending against Barrios. Now on the cut to the bucket. Jaron Anderson lays it off the square with a right hand. Anderson has 5. Coming left on the bounce. Now Dunbar gives it to Alcorn. Nobody stops him. Justice Alcorn gave a hesitation, sort of a stop, head fake, continued on to the bucket. And Alcorn has 8 in the quarter. He's up to 12 for the game. And now we get a turnover committed by Mitchell. Back and forth affair here at Scottsbluff between Chadron and Mitchell. We're tied at 49. Dunbar had a hot shooting second quarter. Chima going to fire, and he'll bank in the tray. He'll laugh at it, heading down to the other end of the floor. Chima's got 17, and Alcorn's up to 12. Both having big third quarters. Province fouls from behind, working against Jaron Anderson. Cody Hall will check in, replacing Xander Province. That's his third personal. Inbounds pass to Barrios. Sorensen defends in the corner. The freshman Reisig playing with 3 back on the floor. He's open. They'll get it to Anderson. Easton Anderson got another. Easton Anderson cannot miss from outside. What a revelation this kid's been the last couple of nights for Mitchell. He's got 23 points. Dunbar, now Chima. Chima staying aggressive, bounces to Hall. Hall with the left, it won't go. Offensive rebound, got it. And a foul for Cody Hall. Nice work, some toughness under the bucket from Hall. Missed the shot, grabbed his own miss, went back up strong, got it to go, and now a chance for a three-point play. Dunbar out, Planansky back in. And Hall converts on the three-point play opportunity. And that gives Chadron the three-point lead, 55-52. Jaron Anderson fouled by Gaurav Chima. Mitchell basketball in the corner, Barrios. And he walked with it. Chadron has it with Planansky, goes behind his back. He works his way into the paint. Nice look underneath the Chima, whistle and a foul. A little bit of playmaking right there from Planansky. Worked his way into the paint and dished it off to Chima. So 2 shots at the line now for Chima. Airballs the free throw right of the iron, out of bounds. He'll get a second. Second on the way from Chima. That one won't go. And now we're going to get a foul called on Cody Hall. Jaden Schumacher will come on for Carter Reisig. Easton Anderson inbounds it. Anderson into the front court, takes it to the rim with the left. He's just way too close to the basket to score. He needs his feet set from about 2-3 feet behind the three-point line. On the drive, Alcorn, he's unstoppable going to the rim right now. Mitchell has no answer for Justice Alcorn, but he can't get it to go. 55-52, under 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. Tight, entertaining ball game here. And Barrios lost it out of bounds. It'll go to Chadron. Barrios had a two-possession sequence where he scored 5 points. Other than that, he has been out of sync all game long. Planansky lost it, ball loose, out of bounds. It'll stay with Chadron. Ohio tying the shoe, 20.6 to go. Been stuck on 55-52 here for a few trips down the floor for both these teams. Alcorn on the catch. That's a mismatch. Easy work right there for Justice Alcorn. 10 in the quarter. He had Barrios on his backside, went right to work and got the easy bucket. Jaron Anderson with a left hand scores. And we're going to get an offensive foul called against Chadron. Who's this on? Sorensen or Planansky? Yeah, it's going to be Sorensen banging into Rylan Ohio. So that'll do it for the third quarter. It's Chadron in front of Mitchell by the score of 57-54.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
KDB.TV coverage for the second game of our triple header here at Scottsbluff from the boys bracket for the Western Conference Tournament. Huskers now lead by 10 with just under 7 to play at Purdue, 37-27. Disappointment for college hoops today as Gonzaga and Baylor, 1 and 2 in the country, had to cancel their game due to COVID-19 issues. We'll start the fourth. This has been an entertaining one. Mitchell and Chadron. Cardinals lead it 57-54. Mitchell starts with a basketball. Schumacher gives it to Jaron Anderson. He'll put up the triple, rattles off, and into the hands of Dawson Dunbar. Dunbar fires up ahead to Justice Alcorn. Head fake and the layup. Boy, a little pass fake. Nod of the head, got him loose, and Justice Alcorn has 16. Mitchell has no answer right now defensively for Alcorn. Easton Anderson gets loose. Now he's covered up behind the three-point line. Barrios has it. Still has his dribble, uses it. Now it's Jaron Anderson. He'll get baseline, and Jaron Anderson scores it on the drive. Jaron Anderson has 9. Alcorn to Province. Province, boy, he fumbled it on the initial touch on the pass from Alcorn. Got it, went back up, and got fouled. Xander Province will shoot 2. Schumacher called for the foul. That's his 3rd. Fouls have kind of been ramped down a little bit here in the second half for both these teams. Province off the mark on the first. Planansky checks back in for Chadron. Province 1 of 2. And Cody Hall comes back onto the floor now for the Chadron High Cardinals. 62-56. And on the catch, a carry and a turnover committed by Jaron Anderson. Handoff action on the perimeter. Chima gives it to Planansky. Now it's Alcorn. Crossover dribble to the rack he goes. They can't stop it. Justice Alcorn is lighting things up here in the second half. He's got 14 of his 18 after the halftime break, and Mitchell cannot stop him going to the rim. Awayo goes to the rim. Stops, pops off the square. Ball tipped, grabbed by Cody Hall. Dunbar on the push for the Chadron. They lead at 62-56. Chima, a 3 from the right corner. And Gorab Chima has 20. Been a fun one. The lead is 9 now, and a backcourt violation. Over and back violation. Jason Gregory about 2 or 3 steps out onto the floor. Dangerously close to a technical foul for the Mitchell head coach. And Chadron has the basketball. 18 Mitchell turnovers. Chadron just needs to get it to Alcorn. Instead, it's Planansky driving the paint, and he's fouled. Easton Anderson picks up his 3rd. Brody Planansky will set up shop at the free throw line. And now Awayo's got, looks like a busted lip, some blood, so I'm going to have to get him cleaned up before he can come back in. Planansky at the stripe. Missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Brody Planansky can't knock it down. Easton Anderson, now Carter Reisig. Barrios, and that'll be a foul on Planansky. Third on Planansky. Mitchell inbounds. In the corner, Barrios will fire off the side of the backboard. It's tipped in the air. Easton Anderson, you know what he's doing with it. He's not missing, that's for sure. Easton Anderson has 26. He's got 8 triples in the game. Timeout on the floor. We'll step away. Chadron leading 65-59 here on the Rural Radio.
Coverage of the 2020 Western Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by B&C Steel, Buyers Realty, WNCC. Extreme Dense, and by Platte Valley Companies.
New season and new fashion is in at Compliments for you and your home. Check out what's new from Tribal and Charlie B. From light layers for warm days and cool nights to reversibles that are a must-have for the season. Compliments has the style for you. With great looks come great deals. Compliments always has weekly deals to bring more style into your life. Get ahead of the trends and get the new shapes, shades, and colors this season at Compliments for you and your home. 1708 Broadway, downtown Scottsbluff.
Back on KDB.TV, despite the efforts of Easton Anderson of Mitchell, Chadron leads 65-59. Driving layup, it won't go for Michael Sorensen. Outlet pass ahead. Mitchell pushing. Barrios got it. Fast break bucket for Mitchell and Francisco. Barrios at 65-61. Easton Anderson has 26 points, 8 made 3 balls here in this one. Dunbar picks up his dribble. The lob pass to the low block area. Province, was it tipped? I'll say it was tipped, and it'll stay on the Chadron into the floor. 4:39 to go in the game. Rylan Ohio will check back in. Inbounds pass to Dunbar. Dunbar working against Rylan Ohio. Now on the catch, it's Dunbar out high. Backdoor cut, Alcorn. Reisig defending, Alcorn, and the second time around he's fouled, and he'll head to the line. 65-61, Justice Alcorn has 18. If he could have just a marginally good day shooting at the foul line, he'd be upwards of 26, 27 points. He has been off the mark, misses another 2 at the stripe. He is 2 for 9 at the free throw line. Ohio, gauze in the nose. Misses the shot. He's back in. Alcorn on the catch. He'll shoot the triple. Missed badly. Offensive rebound. Xander Province fouled on the shot. Province will head back to the line now for the Cardinals. Fourth foul on Anderson. It's 65-61. Boy, Easton Anderson has turned a negative into a positive with the Tyne injury. He stepped on and started the last 2 games and just been lights out shooting. Province hits the first. Second on the way, and Xander Province gets them both. Couple of big free throws. Lead goes back to 6 for Chadron. They lead Mitchell 67-61. Easton Anderson off a high screen. Anderson is tripped, and that'll be a foul on Sorensen. Fourth foul on Sorensen. 16 foul against Chadron. So Mitchell will inbound along the baseline underneath their basket. Lob it in. Ohio will track it down in the backcourt. Across the timeline with it, Ohio. Reisig, the freshman, to Barrios. He's got the size mismatch against Planansky. Going to work, looks opposite. Ohio has it. Now the freshman Reisig from deep knocks it in. Carter Reisig, a big triple for Mitchell. He's got 13. 67-64. Chadron, can they close out this win here at Scottsbluff against Mitchell? Dunbar on the drive with a right hand. Short with the runner. Awayo saves it inbounds. Right to Dunbar. Finds Province. Now Chima. Gaurav Chima hits the three ball. Gaurav Chima has 23. Shot making everywhere here in this one. And now Planansky picks up his fourth. At the stripe is Barrios. (70-65). Ball loose off the missed foul shot from Barrios. He gets it back. Now Anderson, open look. He actually missed a three-point shot. That would have been huge. Would have made it a 2-point game. Chadron has it up by 5. Chima. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. Dunbar on the dribble. To Planansky. Brody Planansky, dribble handoff to Justice Alcorn. Alcorn dribbles out near, now backs it out near midcourt. Now he'll go to work. No one stops him. He goes right to the rim over the back foul called against Xander Province. That'll be the fourth on Province. And now stepping to the line will be Jaron Anderson for Mitchell. Nebraska up by 10 with 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter at Purdue. Anderson on the release, knocks down the first. Jaron Anderson now in double figures with 10. Anderson misses the second. Offensive rebound to Barrios. Chima defending. Now it's Jaron Anderson. Justice Alcorn works against him. Jaron Anderson. Now Carter Reisig. Reisig drives. Got it to go with the left hand. Strong move from Carter Reisig. He's got 15 for the freshman. 70-68. We're coming down to the absolute wire here in this one. Dawson Dunbar almost had it stolen away. Dunbar with the left hand, now to Planansky. Planansky dribbles to his right. Free throw line jumper off the iron. Rebound tipped out to Dunbar. Open look, Gaurav Chima. Bang! Chima another one. He's got 3 triples in the quarter. 6 in the game. Anderson to Barrios. Barrios steps into a 3. That won't go. Offensive rebound, Carter Reisig. He's fouled by Justice Alcorn. Huge 3 on the other end of the floor by Gaurav Chima to make it a 5-point lead again for Chadron. Mitchell's hit 11 threes, 8 from Anderson. And Chadron has 9 trays in the game. At the line, it will not go. 73-68. Dunbar dribbles right. 5-point lead. 1 minute to go in regulation. Gaurav Chima has 26 for Chadron. Make it 28. And Mitchell now up against it, down by 7. Reisig, long 3 on the way. Ball tipped underneath. Who's going to come up with it? It's Sorensen. Chadron, Province, outlet pass up ahead. We'll get a whistle and a foul called on Mitchell. So Wyo called for the foul. That's his third. And Xander knocks in the first. He's 4 for 5 at the line in the fourth quarter. 5 for 6, soft touch. He's got 13, a timeout taken. Full timeout, 35 seconds to play. Chadron up by 9 on the Rural Radio Network.
When you call Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, you will have options. Repair it, rebuild it, or update it. Whether your furnace stops working or your bathtub won't drain, Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating provides the services you need to be comfortable. Weekends, holidays, or late nights, we will be there. With over 30 years of service, our certified technicians and cutting-edge technology can keep your systems running at their peak efficiency. Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, every time we enter your home, we leave it a better place to live.
I've struggled with my weight since I was 13, but weight loss surgery changed my life. I've lost 120 pounds, 80 inches, and gained a whole new outlook on life.
Weight loss surgery may be the answer to your weight and health problems. Regional West offers the support of skilled surgeons and a dedicated bariatric team for your journey to a healthier you. Learn more about weight loss options at Regional West. It's time for a new you.
Back with fourth quarter action, 30 seconds to go in the game. Chadron leading by 9, should be comfortable at this point. Mitchell with the basketball. This has been an exciting contest. A 3-4 Barrios heaves it. Offensive board, Jaron Anderson. They'll score it. Chadron just can't afford to foul at this point. Anderson has 5 in the quarter, 12 here in the ball game. Well, you've got a timeout. How about Gorov Chima? He has scored 11 here in the fourth. He has 28 points in the game. Chima's been excellent shooting the basketball. He has made 6 triples for Chadron. Justice Alcorn's been outstanding in the second half. He's got 14 of his 18 here after halftime. Scored 10 in the third quarter on 5 two-point field goals. And then, of course, for Mitchell, it's been the Easton Anderson show. He's got 26 with 8 made threes. Chima's got 28 to lead all scorers. Out of the timeout, Chadron basketball. Alcorn will inbound. And the baseball pass, dunk number 3 of the game for Xander Provence. Provence now has 3 dunks and 15 points. Triple for Jaron Anderson. Easton Anderson cleans it up underneath. He's got 28. The buzzer sounds. Chadron wins a wild one here against Mitchell. 79-72, the final score. We'll step away, come back, give you the scoring totals, and wrap up our TV broadcast right after this on the Rural Radio Network.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the Viero family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at Viero.com or your nearest Viero store. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected.
A wild one here at Scottsbluff High this afternoon as Chadron holds off Mitchell down the stretch, and the Cardinals win it by the score of 79-72. Cards head home with a 2-1 record this weekend here at the Western Conference Tournament. Gorov Chima led Chadron with 28. They also got three others in double figures. Justice Alcorn had 18, 15 from Xander Province, and 10 for Dawson Dunbar. For Mitchell, how about Easton Anderson, the sophomore, with 28 on 8 made triples, 15 for the freshman Carter Reisig, and Jaron Anderson, a senior, chipped in with 12. So those were your highlight scorers for both these teams here in game number 2 of the day at Scottsbluff High. We'll step away for just a bit. We'll come back with TV and radio coverage. We'll get started about 1:45 with pregame here on KNEB.TV and radio on 93.3 KMOR for the championship game between Scottsbluff and Alliance. We'll step away for now. Talk to you in just a little bit when we come back on the Rural Radio Network.
5 minutes into the game. And when you're trying to do that, things can start just snowballing in a hurry. And hats off to them for sticking in it and sticking to the battle. I mean, this game could have got out of hand for them really quickly, and they could have piled it in and just said, screw it, we're going to lose. But they fought, and they fought really hard. And to our boys' credit, the wheels came off a little bit there in the second half. I mean, we started to struggle, or second quarter, excuse me. Things started not going our way, and we were able to right the ship too, which so many times we haven't been